If you're a man over 50 and you've been popping zinc tablets every morning, believing they're the missing piece to restoring your energy, your drive, and your performance, I need you to pause everything and listen carefully. Because what I'm about to reveal is forcing doctors across the country to rethink everything they've told men about zinc supplementation, blood flow, and overnight recovery. I'm a vascular health specialist. I've spent nearly 18 years studying how circulation deteriorates in men after 50, why standard supplements fail to deliver what they promise, and what actually works to restore the kind of blood flow that makes a man feel alive again. And what I discovered recently made me question years of my own recommendations. A comprehensive 4-year clinical trial published in the American Journal of Men's Health tracked over 3,800 men between the ages of 50 and 72. Every single one of them had been taking zinc supplements for at least 6 months prior to enrollment. They believed zinc was supporting their testosterone, their immune system, their performance. And when researchers measured their actual outcomes, the results were devastating. 82% of the men taking isolated zinc supplements showed no meaningful improvement in blood flow, overnight recovery, or morning vitality. Their zinc blood levels were adequate on paper, but their bodies weren't translating that into real-world results. The zinc was there, the benefits weren't. But here's where this study changes everything. A separate cohort within the same trial, men who consumed their zinc and other critical minerals through one specific natural food source, experienced outcomes that stunned the research team. Their arterial flexibility improved by 34%. Their overnight testosterone recovery increased substantially, and 81% of them reported noticeable improvements in morning firmness and energy within just 4 weeks. 4 weeks! No prescriptions, no injections, no expensive clinic visits, just one nut, eaten at the right time, in the right amount, working with the body's natural repair cycle. And that nut is not what most men would ever guess. See, here's the problem with zinc supplements that nobody talks about. Zinc in tablet form competes with copper for absorption. When you flood your system with isolated zinc, you can actually create a copper deficiency. Copper is essential for building healthy blood vessels and maintaining the elasticity of your arteries. So the very supplement you're taking to improve performance might be quietly destroying the infrastructure that makes performance possible. This is the trap millions of men fall into after 50. They're doing the right thing with the wrong tool. Their intentions are perfect. Their results are non-existent. And every month that passes, they lose a little more confidence, a little more energy, a little more of the man they used to be. I hear it in my practice every single week. I've tried everything. Zinc, magnesium, vitamin D, testosterone boosters. Nothing changes. I still wake up tired. I still feel like my body is working against me. Your body isn't working against you. It's starving for nutrients delivered in a form it can actually recognize and use. And tonight, I'm going to show you exactly how to fix that. 3 specific nuts, each targeting a completely different system in your body, consumed together during your body's most critical repair window, can restore blood flow, support healthy testosterone levels, protect your cardiovascular system, and transform how you feel when your eyes open each morning. Before I break down the science behind each one, tell me in the comments, how long have you been taking zinc supplements? And where are you watching from? I read every single comment, and I use your responses to create content that addresses exactly what you're going through. Now let's start with number 3 on the list. The nut that rebuilds what zinc supplements have been quietly breaking down. Walnuts. If you've dismissed walnuts as just another nut, just another snack to grab between meals, you have no idea what you've been missing. Because for men over 50, walnuts do something that no supplement on any shelf can replicate. They repair and protect the inner lining of your blood vessels, the endothelium, which is the exact tissue responsible for healthy blood flow, firm responses, and cardiovascular performance. Your endothelium is a single layer of cells coating the inside of every artery and vein in your body. When it's healthy, it produces nitric oxide freely. Blood moves smoothly. Vessels expand when they need to. Everything works. But after 50, this lining becomes damaged. Inflammation chips away at it. Oxidative stress tears tiny holes in it. High blood sugar coats it with sticky residue. And zinc supplements do absolutely nothing to repair it. Walnuts, however, contain the highest concentration of alpha-linolenic acid, or ALA, of any nut. ALA is a plant-based omega-3 fatty acid that your body converts into EPA and DHA, the same anti-inflammatory compounds found in fish oil. These omega-3s directly reduce inflammation in your arterial walls, allowing damaged endothelial cells to heal and regenerate. A study from Yale University's Prevention Research Center gave men with compromised vascular function just 56 grams of walnuts daily. Within 8 weeks, their endothelial function improved significantly. Their arteries could expand and contract more freely. Blood flow to extremities increased measurably. The researchers concluded that walnuts produced vascular benefits beyond what cholesterol reduction alone could explain. Something unique was happening at the cellular level. And here's what makes this relevant to performance. The same blood vessels that supply your heart are built identically to the vessels that supply every other organ in your body. When endothelial function improves systemically, it improves everywhere. Every single vessel benefits. Every tissue that depends on blood flow receives more oxygen, more nutrients, more of what it needs to function at its peak. Walnuts also contain an amino acid called L-arginine, which your body directly converts to nitric oxide. But unlike isolated arginine supplements that spike and crash, the arginine in walnuts releases slowly because it's embedded within protein and fat matrices that your digestive system breaks down gradually. This means sustained nitric oxide production over hours, not minutes. There's also the antioxidant factor. Walnuts rank #1 among all common nuts for antioxidant activity. They contain polyphenols, melatonin, and vitamin E in the gamma-tocopherol form, which is specifically effective at neutralizing the types of free radicals that damage arterial walls. When oxidative damage decreases, your vessels stay flexible longer. They respond better. They deliver blood more efficiently. A fascinating detail most men don't know. Walnuts contain natural melatonin. Not in therapeutic sleep doses, but enough to gently support your circadian rhythm when consumed in the evening. This mild melatonin boost, combined with the omega-3 anti-inflammatory effects, creates an environment where your body transitions into sleep more smoothly and stays in deeper restorative phases longer. Researchers at the University of Texas found that regular walnut consumers had blood melatonin levels 3 times higher than non-consumers. Higher melatonin doesn't just mean better sleep. It means more time in the deep sleep phases where growth hormone surges and testosterone production peaks. Now, here's how to use walnuts correctly for maximum overnight benefit. Choose raw, unroasted walnut halves. Roasting at high temperatures damages the delicate omega-3 fats, converting them into oxidized compounds that actually harm your vessels instead of healing them. If you prefer some warmth, lightly toast them at low heat for just 2 to 3 minutes, no more. Eat 7 to 8 walnut halves each evening, approximately 30 grams. This provides roughly 2.5 grams of ALA omega-3s, which exceeds the daily recommended intake and places you in the therapeutic range shown in clinical studies. Store walnuts in the freezer. Their high polyunsaturated fat content makes them the most perishable of all nuts. At room temperature, walnut oils begin oxidizing within days of the shell being cracked. Frozen walnuts retain their nutrients for months and can be eaten directly from the freezer. They soften within minutes at room temperature. Eat them 45 to 60 minutes before bed. This timing allows the omega-3s and arginine to enter your bloodstream just as your body shifts into its overnight repair cycle. The anti-inflammatory compounds begin working on your vessel walls while you sleep. The melatonin supports deeper rest. The sustained arginine release maintains nitric oxide production through the night. If walnuts can rebuild your vascular lining and restore the foundation of healthy blood flow, Wait until you hear what nut number 2 does directly to the molecule responsible for every firm response your body produces. This one works fast, and the research behind it is impossible to ignore. Let's move to nut number 2, pistachios. Now, I need you to pay very close attention here because pistachios don't just support blood flow in theory. They have been clinically demonstrated to reverse measurable markers of vascular dysfunction in men. This isn't speculation. This isn't health influencer hype. This is peer-reviewed, replicated science showing that one specific nut can change how blood moves through a man's body in as little as 3 weeks. Pistachios contain the highest arginine concentration of any commonly available nut. Per ounce, they deliver more of this critical amino acid than almonds, cashews, pecans, or any other variety. And arginine is the direct precursor to nitric oxide, the signaling molecule that tells your blood vessels to relax, expand, and allow blood to flow freely. Here's why this matters so much after 50. Nitric oxide production declines approximately 10 to 12% per decade after age 30. By the time you reach 50, you may be producing half the nitric oxide you made in your 20s. This is why circulation problems, cold hands and feet, sluggish recovery, and diminished performance become so common in middle age. It's not just aging. It's a specific biochemical decline that can be addressed. A landmark study conducted at a university in Turkey took 17 men with documented erectile dysfunction, men who had measurable blood flow problems, and gave them 100 grams of pistachios daily for just 3 weeks. No other interventions, no medications, no lifestyle changes, just pistachios added to their existing diet. After 21 days, the researchers measured endothelial function using Doppler ultrasound. The results were remarkable. Blood flow velocity increased significantly. Cholesterol markers improved, and every single participant reported subjective improvements in firmness, responsiveness, and satisfaction. Every single one. This study, published in the International Journal of Impotence Research, demonstrated that a simple dietary addition could produce vascular improvements comparable to early-stage pharmaceutical interventions. The researchers themselves noted that the magnitude of improvement exceeded their initial projections. But pistachios work through more than just arginine. They contain a unique combination of antioxidants that specifically protect nitric oxide after it's produced. See, nitric oxide is an extremely fragile molecule. It lasts only seconds in your bloodstream before free radicals destroy it. If your body produces nitric oxide but can't protect it long enough to reach your vessel walls, the production is wasted. Pistachios deliver lutein, beta-carotene, and gamma-tocopherol, 3 antioxidants that scavenge the specific free radicals responsible for breaking down nitric oxide. This means pistachios don't just help you make more nitric oxide. They help that nitric oxide survive long enough to actually do its job. Think of it this way. Most supplements try to increase nitric oxide production. Pistachios increase production and extend survival time simultaneously. It's a dual mechanism that synthetic supplements simply cannot replicate because they address only one side of the equation. There's also the cholesterol factor. Pistachios have been shown in multiple studies to reduce LDL cholesterol by 9 to 12% within 4 weeks of regular consumption. LDL cholesterol is the substance that forms plaques inside your arteries, physically narrowing the channels through which blood must flow. Every percentage point reduction in LDL translates directly into more space for blood to move. More space means better flow. Better flow means better performance. It's straightforward physics applied to biology. Pistachios also contain significant amounts of vitamin B6, which plays a role in the production of hemoglobin, the molecule in red blood cells that carries oxygen. More efficient hemoglobin means more oxygen delivered to your tissues with each heartbeat. Your muscles recover faster, your brain functions more clearly, your body's repair systems operate more efficiently during sleep. Here's how to consume pistachios for maximum vascular benefit. Choose raw or dry roasted, unsalted varieties. This is critical. Heavily salted pistachios cause water retention and increase blood pressure, which constricts vessels and directly opposes the vasodilation you're trying to achieve. The salt literally fights against the nitric oxide. Don't let it. Buy shell-on pistachios whenever possible. The act of removing shells naturally slows your consumption and gives your brain time to register satisfaction. Studies show that people eat 41% fewer calories from shell-on nuts compared to pre-shelled varieties, while reporting equal or greater satisfaction. You get the same benefits with less risk of overconsumption. Eat approximately 49 pistachios each evening, which is roughly 1 ounce or 28 grams. This amount provides therapeutic levels of arginine without excessive caloric load. Consume them 45 minutes to 1 hour before bed, allowing the arginine to begin converting to nitric oxide as your body enters its overnight repair phase. Here's a strategy that enhances absorption. Pair your pistachios with a small source of vitamin C. A few slices of bell pepper, a small mandarin orange, or even a tablespoon of lemon juice in water. Vitamin C has been shown to recycle nitric oxide, effectively giving each molecule a second life in your bloodstream. This combination amplifies the vascular benefits substantially. Keep your pistachios refrigerated in an airtight container. Their oils are less fragile than walnut oils, but oxidation still occurs over time. Fresh pistachios have a slightly sweet, buttery taste. If they taste bitter or stale, the oils have oxidized and the antioxidant benefits are compromised. Replace them. If pistachios can measurably reverse blood flow problems in just 21 days, imagine what happens when you combine them with walnuts and the #1 nut on this list. Because what I'm about to share targets the master control system, the one organ that dictates whether your body produces adequate testosterone, maintains healthy metabolism, and recovers fully while you sleep. This is the nut that makes everything else work, and most men have never eaten even one in their entire life. Let's talk about the #1 nut on this list, Brazil nuts. And I want you to understand why this single nut has the potential to change your health more fundamentally than anything else I've discussed today. Because Brazil nuts contain a mineral so powerful, so concentrated, and so critically important to male function after 50, that its absence alone can explain fatigue, hormonal decline, weakened immunity, poor recovery, and diminished performance. That mineral is selenium. Selenium is not a luxury nutrient. It is a non-negotiable requirement for your body's most essential functions. Your thyroid gland, the organ that controls your metabolic rate, your energy production, and your body temperature, contains the highest concentration of selenium of any tissue in your body. Without adequate selenium, your thyroid cannot convert the inactive T4 hormone into active T3, the form that actually drives your metabolism. When T3 production drops, everything slows down. Your energy decreases, your body stores more fat, your muscles recover more slowly, your mind feels foggy, your motivation disappears, and many men over 50 are walking around with subclinical thyroid dysfunction that was triggered by nothing more than inadequate selenium intake over years and decades. But here's where selenium becomes truly critical for men specifically. Selenium directly participates in testosterone biosynthesis. Your testes require selenium to produce testosterone efficiently. A study published in the Journal of Trace Elements in Medicine followed men with varying selenium levels and found a direct linear relationship. Higher selenium meant higher testosterone. Lower selenium meant lower testosterone. The correlation was strong, consistent, and dose-dependent. Another major study involving 468 men with fertility challenges supplemented participants with selenium for 26 weeks. The results were substantial. Testosterone levels improved, sperm parameters increased across all measured categories, and 11% of previously infertile men successfully conceived with their partners during the study period. This wasn't a marginal effect. This was a clinically meaningful intervention powered by a single trace mineral. Now, here's the extraordinary fact about Brazil nuts that separates them from every other food on the planet. A single Brazil nut contains between 68 and 91 micrograms of selenium. The recommended daily intake is 55 micrograms. One nut exceeds your daily requirement. No pill, no supplement, no other food comes close to this concentration. This means the solution to what may be driving your fatigue, your hormonal decline, and your diminished performance could literally be solved by eating 1 to 2 nuts per day. That's it. 1 or 2 small nuts each evening could provide your thyroid and your testes with the exact mineral they've been starving for. But selenium does something else that matters enormously for men over 50. It activates your body's most powerful internal antioxidant system. Selenium is the essential component of glutathione peroxidase, an enzyme that neutralizes hydrogen peroxide and lipid peroxides before they can damage your cells. Without selenium, this enzyme cannot function. And without this enzyme, oxidative damage accumulates unchecked. Oxidative damage is what stiffens your arteries. It's what damages your endothelial lining. It's what destroys the nitric oxide that pistachios help you produce. It's what ages your cells prematurely and accelerates every decline you associate with getting older. Selenium-powered glutathione peroxidase is your body's primary defense against all of this. When you combine Brazil nuts with pistachios, you create a synergistic effect. Pistachios produce nitric oxide and deliver external antioxidants. Brazil nuts activate your internal antioxidant systems that protect that nitric oxide from destruction. One creates the molecule, the other defends it. Together, they amplify each other's benefits exponentially. There's also the prostate connection that every man over 50 needs to understand. Your prostate gland accumulates selenium preferentially. It needs this mineral to maintain cellular integrity and healthy function. Epidemiological research consistently shows that populations with higher selenium intake have better prostate health outcomes. A study from Stanford tracked men over several years and found that those who developed prostate issues had significantly lower selenium levels years before any symptoms appeared. The deficiency preceded the problem. While the relationship between selenium and prostate health continues to be studied, the pattern across populations and across studies is compelling enough that leading urologists now recommend selenium-rich foods as part of a prostate protective strategy. And Brazil nuts are the single most efficient way to achieve therapeutic selenium levels through diet alone. Here's the critical caution. Selenium is unique among nutrients because the margin between optimal and excessive is relatively narrow. The tolerable upper limit is 400 micrograms per day. Eating 5 or more Brazil nuts daily over extended periods could push you into excess territory, potentially causing brittle nails, hair changes, garlic-like breath odor, and fatigue, the very symptoms you're trying to eliminate. This is why precision matters. 2 to 3 Brazil nuts per day, no more. This provides 136 to 273 micrograms of selenium, well within the therapeutic range and safely below the upper limit. If you're taking any multivitamin or supplement that contains selenium, reduce to 1 or 2 Brazil nuts and account for the additional intake. Here's how to incorporate Brazil nuts into your evening protocol. Purchase whole, unshelled, or freshly shelled Brazil nuts from a source with high turnover. Brazil nuts from Bolivia tend to have higher selenium content than those from other regions due to soil composition. Store them in the refrigerator or freezer in a sealed container. Their high monounsaturated and polyunsaturated fat content makes them susceptible to rancidity. Fresh Brazil nuts have a smooth, creamy, almost buttery flavor. If they taste sharp, bitter, or waxy, they've oxidized and should be discarded. Eat your 2 to 3 Brazil nuts as part of your evening nut protocol, 30 to 60 minutes before sleep. Chew them thoroughly. The selenium is bound within the cellular matrix of the nut and requires adequate mechanical breakdown to be released efficiently. Swallowing large pieces reduces absorption. Take your time. These nuts are dense and rich. A few seconds of thorough chewing makes a meaningful difference in how much selenium your body extracts. Now let me bring all of this together because the real power isn't in any single nut. It's in the combination, consumed at the right time, targeting 3 completely different biological systems simultaneously. Most men over 50 approach their health in fragments. They take a zinc pill for testosterone, a fish oil capsule for inflammation, a magnesium tablet for sleep, each one addressing a single problem in isolation, and none of them working particularly well because isolated nutrients stripped from their natural context don't behave the way whole foods do in your body. What I'm proposing is fundamentally different. It's a synchronized overnight nutrition protocol that works with your body's natural repair cycle rather than fighting against it. Walnuts rebuild your vascular foundation. They deliver omega-3 fatty acids that reduce arterial inflammation. They provide antioxidants that protect your endothelial lining. They offer natural melatonin that supports deeper sleep. They supply sustained-release arginine for gradual nitric oxide production. Think of walnuts as your vessel repair crew, working through the night to restore the infrastructure blood needs to flow through. Pistachios accelerate your circulation. They flood your system with concentrated arginine that converts rapidly to nitric oxide. They deliver antioxidants that protect that nitric oxide from premature destruction. They lower LDL cholesterol, clearing physical obstructions from your arteries. They improve endothelial function measurably within weeks. Think of pistachios as your blood flow amplifier, the nut that opens the pathways and keeps them open. Brazil nuts power your hormonal system. They provide selenium in quantities no other food can match, supporting thyroid function and testosterone production simultaneously. They activate glutathione peroxidase, your body's master antioxidant enzyme. They deliver healthy fats your body uses as raw material for hormone synthesis. They protect your prostate at the cellular level. Think of Brazil nuts as your hormonal command center, ensuring every signal gets sent and every system stays fueled. When you consume all three together in the evening, you create a cascade of biological events that unfold throughout your sleep. During the first hour, arginine from pistachios and walnuts begins converting to nitric oxide, relaxing your vessels and increasing flow. During hours 2 through 4, omega-3s from walnuts reduce inflammatory markers in your arterial walls, while antioxidants neutralize circulating free radicals. Throughout the night, selenium from Brazil nuts supports the surge of testosterone that naturally occurs during deep sleep phases, ensuring your body has the raw materials to produce optimal levels. And the magnesium present across all three nuts keeps your muscles relaxed, your nervous system calm, and your sleep architecture intact. You wake up to the cumulative result of all these processes: better blood flow, higher hormone levels, reduced inflammation, deeper recovery, more energy, stronger morning responses, improved clarity and drive. This isn't wishful thinking. Each mechanism is individually supported by peer-reviewed research. The combination simply amplifies what each nut does alone by addressing the complete chain of events rather than a single isolated link. Here's your exact evening protocol. Every night, 30 to 60 minutes before bed, consume the following: 2 to 3 Brazil nuts, chewed thoroughly. 7 to 8 walnut halves, raw and unroasted. 49 pistachios, unsalted, shell on if possible. That's it. No blending required, no complex preparation, no expensive equipment. Just 3 types of nuts eaten together before sleep.